Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. Today I'll be reading a multi-character reader by me, so let's get into it. Tanjiro. There were a lot of things that made Tanjiro lose his mind about you. You were cute and hot at the same time, but what really made you stand out was how you let no one give you shit. If someone did something wrong, then you were going to show them. To you, it didn't matter who they were. They could be a pillar, or a normal worker, or a prince. Tanjiro knew that you always wanted justice, and everybody was treated the same. It all became more obvious when he saw a stray child mistreated by a man, and before he could do anything, he shoved that man away, yelling at him and screaming at his face, and threatening to hurt him if he ever saw him do something like that. And after it was done, he picked up the kid and took him somewhere to be safe. He got him food, and a little toy as well. And Tanjiro realized that you were the best person anyone could have hoped for. You were kind, stubborn, and also, you were extremely hot to him. So what else could you wish for? Right? Zenitsu. It was a combination of your personality and appearance. He obviously liked it when you wore literally anything, because always he made your clothes look good. So Zenitsu would just end up staring at you like a dumb idiot. And you know what? He doesn't deny being a dumb idiot. He was. He was the dumbest idiot. And all because he was in love. But he would take that over anything else in the world. He also loved it when you were teasing him. It always made him blush. He would always get embarrassed and awfully shy. But still, it was the nicest thing you could ever wish for. It made him feel like he was in cloud nine. Like he was in heaven. He felt so lucky to have you. Whenever you would wrap your arms around his waist and cup his face in your hands with this mischievous look in your eyes that would always make his heart leap out of his chest. You were going to make him lose it one day, and that day, no one else would be left to blame but you. And also, probably himself, because he had to get himself under control sometimes, just a little bit, because otherwise, he really was going to be destroyed. Inosuke, need I say it again? Inosuke loved the fact that you were strong. That was the main thing that attracted him to you. So whenever he was fighting alongside you, he would stare at you, and sometimes it would really catch him off guard, and he would end up having to dodge the next hit very quickly, and he'd nearly be hit if the fight was that intense. You were just too strong, and the way you moved so swiftly and elegantly, you had him in a chokehold, really. And it only got worse because of how confident you are. He would always walk out of battle, even when you were injured, and you still smiled. You were still you. He didn't know how to describe it. He really didn't. But you're so admirable and beautiful. And Inosuke could not tear his eyes off of you, no matter what he did. He felt like he was nothing compared to you. But for your sake, he was going to work harder and harder until he became the best person he could be, just to be worthy of your attention, because Inosuke loved you. And if he did love someone, then he was going to get them, come hell or high water. Giyuu. Well, there are so many things about you when it came to Giyuu. Giyuu was difficult to get any information out of. But what you thought was hard about you was the fact that you read him like a book. He could try for eternity to hide one thing from you, But if you wanted to find it and know what's going on, then you were going to, and Giyuu could do nothing about it. Yes, it was inconvenient at times, because Giyuu was never used to being this vulnerable, but it was also comforting to have someone so understanding and someone who knew him so well. And just when you think that he actually found something to hide from you, and did it successfully, you would always surprise him with that knowing look that would make him blush somehow, tearing away at his facade and burying him before you. His nerve felt so like himself in front of someone. He didn't know what you did to him, what you were doing to him right now, just with your looks and your eyes. But Giyuu knew that if you asked him to hand over his heart and soul for you, he would do it in a heartbeat. He didn't really have a choice. Rengoku. Oh, Rengoku was head over heels for you. He thought about many things that made you hot. But what truly struck him the hardest was how hard-working you were. You were determined, and nothing, not even him, could stop you from achieving what you wanted. At first, it was really hard for you to become a demon slayer, but you strived and did everything you could, and now you're in a really high rank, almost close to becoming a Hashira, and he really thought you could do it. He knew that not many believed in you before you came along, and that you had a difficult life. But if anything, Rengoku loved you, and he was going to show it to you. He was going to prove to you that not everything in the world was cruel. Not everything was about demons and heartache. He was there, a bright beacon of light, sunshine, and all bright, ready to show you all the flavors of life that you never knew existed, all while looking at you with eyes that made you feel like you were the sun and galaxy and stars for him. You were Rengoku's everything, and so was he, and together, your universe felt complete.
Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.